Alright guys, so I'm going to try to go over some of my polishing techniques with y'all. What I use, how I do it, stuff like that. I guess today I'm going to show y'all on a carburetor bowl. And it's rough, it's ugly, dirty, greasy, nasty. So we're going to make this thing shine. And I'm going to do my best to go through all the steps from washing it to cleaning it up to getting it ready, everything in between to the finished product. So let's see what happens. Alright, we're gonna get it cleaned up. Alright, here we go. We're gonna knock all the big crap off on the wire wheel on the grinder real quick. That's what I usually do. Alright, so here we go. Start with the bowl. Alright, so I got it all cleaned up on the bench grinder, hosed it off with brake cleaner. It's pretty well clean. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these rough castings right here along the edges of the bowls, stuff like that. And what I'm going to use, there's different things you can use. I'm using the different technique on these bowls, or this bowl that I did on my last set. On my last set, I used the brown roll-lock pads. They're the most coarse. Then you have red, which I don't have right now, and then green is your fine. You have brown, coarse, red, medium, green, fine. And on eBay, they're available. They're gray. They're ultra fine, and I've been wanting to try those because the green, once they wear just a little bit, they'll actually start putting a reflective shine on whatever you're polishing. You just have to have a smooth technique with it. You can't just freaking scribble all over the place like a little 3-year-old in pre-K or whatever. But they work good. When I'm using these for polishing, I save the old ones. Not old ones like I've used for gaskets and they're halfway wore out. Those are trash. Those are only good for that, because you don't want to contaminate whatever you're working on. Then it gets to your buffing wheel, and pretty soon everything's trashed. If I've used a new one of each of these for buffing, I'll save them. I'll save them until there's nothing left, because what happens is they wear and they get more and more fine, and you can start getting a really good finish with them. So if I need, a good medium cutting wheel, I'll go ahead and use my green one. And I'm like, okay, it looks good, but you know what? I can take that down more before I put it on the buffer. And I don't feel like sanding on it, so I'm going to use all wore out green one, and they do a good job. This one's basically new, so I'll go ahead and show y'all what the difference is. On my last bowl, like I said, I used the brown cutting wheel, brown roll lock. And for those of you that don't know, they sell this adapter, like so, and it just goes into your die grinder, and then the back of it's got like that shape, and you roll them and lock them on, therefore roll lock. Okay, so here's a before, and I'm going to try to do it here in front of the camera. Alright, now I have a delay in my screen over here. So okay, so now most of it's all smooth and true. All the high spots are gone. There's a couple of really small pits that if you want those out, we'll just keep going. See how there's a lot of striations in there? I don't know if you can tell, there's a glare. Okay, now you can work down. That's gonna be hard to buff. So now, if you do have these, you can work down to your green pad. And this one's fairly new, but we'll see. And it'll take a lot of that out. Alright. Now, look at there. It's starting to have a reflective shine already. Wish I could get it to where you can see really well. So, that's how I did the last car bolts, how I knocked the casting off. I used the brown Rolox, which seems to work pretty good. Sometimes you have a lot, like a whole lot, and it takes a bit to get it knocked off. I sat there a while using the brown, but I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to try what used to be a 3-inch cutting wheel. I've worn it down working on my frame, but this will be a little quicker. You just got to be careful not to cut too much and finish off with one of these. So let's try this. Already. Okay, see, that's already gone. Rough as all get up, but it's true. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight to the green. So you get a good before. Okay, here we go. Alright, there you can already see the reflection of the light from the camera flashing. That's already almost a mirror-like finish just from the green Rolox. And I'm sorry, it's gonna be a long video probably. I just hate to cut it short because people are gonna be like, hey, in between this, how did you do that? So I mean, I'm trying to cover everything. I mean, so if it's too long, just I guess bear with me, or you have to kind of skim through it. Okay, so I'm not going to do the other two edges. You already know what I'm going to do there. So I'm going to stop for a sec, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of this, and I'll come back, and then we're going to start buffing on this. Alright, I got all the edges cleaned up. Whenever you want to polish something, and you got to prep it, you always want to use the finest abrasive you can on it. If you're going to blast it, use the finest media. If you're going to sand it and it's really bad, you're going to have to start with a coarse paper, and you're going to have to work down to a really fine paper like 1,000, or I don't think you'll need to go 1,500 if you got a good buffer. But if you have a coarse pitted up surface, it's not going to buff. It's just going to look like crap. It'll be almost impossible to get any kind of a reflective shine on it. This bowl was dirty, it was greasy, but it wasn't to the point that it needed to be blasted or nothing like that. I mean, it's just clean there, and it's pretty well ready to polish. It'll have a pretty good finish. And usually what I'll do is if I'm not sure if certain markings will come out, I'll go ahead and just buff it, because that way I'll know, okay, well, I buffed that up, but there's a few scratches there. I'm going to sand that with my drum roller. I'm going to sand that with my DA real fast, because you'd be surprised. You'd think that once you get it buffed and you get a reflection, you can see yourself. If you sand it, you're gonna think, oh my God, it's gonna take hours to get that polish back. No, on my master cylinder, I polished it up, looked at it, there's a few scratches there. Hit it with the Dremel, hit it with sandpaper, whatever I'm gonna use, polish it right back up. So now we're gonna move to the buffer. So let me set my buffer up over here real fast. All right, here we go. So, rouge. What the heck is it? Okay, there's different colors. There's actually even blue, green. I think I have some green around here, but it's freaking shot. It was a buddy of mine's. I'm not going to get into direct specifics of it because y'all can Google it, or what I may do is upload a picture of it. Like I said, I've only been doing this a week, but I do know the black is what is your emery, basically like emery paper or whatever. It's the most coarse. It's going to be the most abrasive, and it's going to cut the hardest and fastest. Usually you use black on a firm wheel, like this wheel here. You see it's firm. This wheel over here, it's really soft. So there. And the reason you use a firm wheel when you're using black is because usually that's when you really want to cut through nasty metal, through pitting, stuff like that. So on a firm wheel, you can apply more pressure to cut faster. I haven't used the black a whole lot. I haven't really needed to because I usually prep pretty well. I pretty much get past that stage with the green Rolock, with the brown Rolock, and whatever else. Do I sand? No, not really. If I do, the first time I've had to sand anything with my Dremel was yesterday on the master cylinder. It fought me on a couple of corners, and I probably could have done it by hand, but I'm like, no, I'll just spend a few dollars and knock it out real fast. So, okay, black, fast cut. White is like a really fine. I believe it's finer than red. It's still wrapped up. You see, I don't use that. You're really not going to use anything more than brown or red. That's it. You can see my red is used up pretty well. This is my second stick. And also the different colors, like white, I think, don't take my word for it, is like for sterling silver, different kinds of metals like aluminum. I think you're supposed to use white on aluminum. I don't. Red works fine for me. When you order rouges off eBay, careful what you order unless you plan on polishing the world, because I don't know if you can hear me. I ordered some black the other day, not knowing I had some. Got this big dude in. Yeah, that's gonna last like my whole lifetime. So, all right, that's enough talking. Almost. You can buy the compounds, the rouge, whatever you want to call it. You can buy it at Harbor Freight. I bought this gray and this brown over there. They have every color. I think they have like 6 or 8 colors. If you buy this kit from Harbor Freight, it comes with all these heads, and you can see, look, all the crap that I've polished, and one tip is used, and it was worth the crap. Nothing's used. These will work good for polishing bumpers, wheels, crap that you can't get to your buffer, pretty much. But anyway, what I was saying, if you buy this kit from Harbor Freight, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the white stick, brown stick, and your red stick. So, and this is like 20 bucks, man. This is a great buy, even though I haven't used anything. Okay, okay, so we're gonna do some buffing and see what happens here. Okay, I guess you have a pretty good view there. I guess I should have told y'all earlier the different wheels, in case you ask. I kind of covered it, I guess. The firm wheels are more for hard cutting. Your soft wheels are for when you want to get in real small areas, stuff like that. The soft wheel will actually conform to it and help get in there. It's also good for like a light buff when you're done. Put on your finishing rouge and just run it real fast on there, and man, I mean, it'll make it bling, bling, bling. So I have some hard wheels over there, like really, really hard wheels, and I didn't really like the way they worked. what's worked for me the best is this spiral zone, the firm wheel, not the hard wheel, the firm wheel. It's worked great. This is my second wheel already, and I did the carburetors that you've seen. I did the entire carbs, bowls, bodies, everything on a wheel just like this. All right, so let's go ahead and do some polish. This little buffer is from Harbor Freight also. It's Central Machinery, and I think it was like $34. I was like, man, that's a good price. But I bought it and it has worked great. It doesn't really get that hot unless you really, really work it. And if you let it run 5 minutes on its own, cools right down. Got plenty of power. I really haven't stalled it at all. So, yeah, I know, shut up, buff something. Okay, here we go. You don't use Mothers, you don't use the Master Formula, you don't use Bush's aluminum polish, you don't use Blue Magic. Why? Because that crap is going to end up all over your face and all over your shop. That is from doing headlights with Mother's aluminum polish on a buffing wheel. Hey, but it worked great. Okay. So here we go. And we have no finish whatsoever on there. Let me just show you. Everybody wants to know where the magic happens. It's right here on this wheel. Do I wear gloves? Yes, I do. I'll put them on just a sec. Just want to show you all this real fast. One more time. Nothing there, right? Here we go. Putting pretty firm pressure on it. You don't have to. It just makes the process a lot faster. And I'm sure y'all can already see the reflection. Ready? I can't see what y'all see. It takes me a minute to get it set, but I'm sure y'all can tell it's a big difference from when we first started. There we go. Look at there. And it's got compound all over. You'll need to wipe it off and it'll clear up a lot more than that. But heck, that's 5 seconds on the wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff a little bit more on it on camera and see what happens. I usually don't use a lot of compound at all. I kind of wait until it quits cutting, or you can tell when you need more compound on it. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Let me get my gloves. Hold on to whatever you're buffing tight, because it will rocket across the shop. And if you already have it all pretty and blingy, you do not want it getting tore up. Yeah, look at that shine, huh? I'm willing to bet one of y'all runs out and buys a buffer today. Dustin. My buddy. You'd be surprised how it looks when you wash it off with warm water and a mild soap. Don't use Dawn. I don't know, the Dawn concentrate. Don't use that. It's too strong. I poured it over my master yesterday, and when I washed it off, you could see exactly where the soap had been, but burned it. Now I use just whatever's in the restroom, like a mild hand soap. Get it on my hands first, get it sudded up, and then wash the part off. I'll show you what I got so far. There's a lot of glove smudges on it. Them gloves are packed full of compound. This side's not done. We're gonna try to knock it out right now a little bit, but for the most part, check it out, check it out. All right. Mike Morgan helped me out a lot, kind of like I'm helping y'all. He just, I messaged him one night. We got to talking about polishing, and he said, "No, man, you go buy this, you go buy that. Run it with this color, run it with that color. Just sand well. It'll come out great." And this was just like a few days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. And this is what I've learned so far. I learn fast, but I'm a hands-on kind of person. I'm not book smart. When I gotta read something to learn it, oh my God, it's horrible, man. It's a curse. I'm gonna buff up this little brass nozzle here, little tip. It'll come out beautiful, watch. Look at there. But yeah, he helped me out a lot, so thank you, Mike. I don't like doing stuff like this. I don't like doing videos and stuff, but man, I mean, it's what I would want someone to do for me, so why not? My buffer isn't bolted down. I should, but when I do my pipe, a lot of times I have to situate it differently to reach different areas. I need to have my buddy down the road build me a stand on a pipe where I can swivel it. I've had this buffer bite run up my arm before, but luckily it's soft and ain't gonna hurt you. Might give you a little polish. Okay. That's where we stand right now. That's what, 3-4 minutes? And then, like I said, it's a lot shinier than it looks. It's full of compound. Now, let's see. Can you see all these striations right here? That's because I didn't prep it well enough, and that's from using the cutoff wheel. But I'm going to get that out. I left that there on purpose. I'm going to show y'all where the Dremel comes in or where sanding comes in. I'm going to run this real fast on the soft wheel. See if y'all can see. And it's really soft. You can run your fingers right through it. Should have enough compound on it. You can see how soft it is here. Do you see where you're getting a lot of like black buildup in the corners? It's because you're using too much compound on your wheels. When you run out of compound, you'll know it'll just quit cutting. You won't make any progress. Alright, all washed off. And there we go. Looks pretty darn good. Still a little stuff on it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fix this side right here. Okay, so I bought this Dremel kit at Walmart the other night when I was doing my master cylinder. It's a pretty good kit. It's like 20 bucks. Comes with a bunch of cut-off wheels, different sanding wheels. These are buffing pads, and there's your Red Rouge. You can see what I've used. Two of the black ones, or two of the white ones that are now black, rather. And it comes with some grinding stones. This little bitty stone right here, man, it worked great for getting in the tight corners and stuff like that where I couldn't get in with anything else. I used that to get in there and knock all the casting down and the burrs and stuff like that, and kind of actually widen it a bit. Then I could get right in with these. And it didn't take as long as you think, but a pretty good little kit. All I've used out of it was these pads, little cutting stone, and I'm fixing to use this. It's a sandpaper disc. I'm gonna use it on the carburetor. If it was up to me, I wouldn't do it that way, just because I'm used to not having all this stuff. But I just want to show you how to use this. I just want to show you how to use this to do stuff like that. What I'll probably do is go ahead and change the bits and then kind of work down to here some, just to kind of show you how the bits work, what they're for, and what you can do with them. If it was up to me, I would probably just run this sucker on the wire wheel on my bench grinder, or hit it with the green pad some more. Like I said, I'm used to using the bare minimum and getting by. I'm not used to having all the nicer stuff that works better. So anyhow, I'm using the 240 sandpaper disc, and it works really well. So basically what I'm getting at by saying I wouldn't do it that way, I'm not saying if you're doing your carburetor bolts you got to run out and buy a $40 Dremel or whatever it costs, because you can get by without it. On some things you just can't, like on the Master. Pretty much had to have it to get in those corners to make it look good, so I'm kind of picky. But here we go, check it out. We're going to take all your screws out. You have to be careful. I don't like this design. You have to be careful with this screw, because if you get too vertical with it, you'll make bad tool marks on whatever you're working on, and then you have to start all over getting the markings and crap out. I had one area done perfect. I had it looking great, and then I bumped it, and I was like, oh my God, I had to start all over. That's what gets aggravating. It's not so much all the polishing and all that crap. It's whenever you screw something up and have to do it all over again. I wish they would have done like a roll lock setup where you don't have any metal contact. It may be. I'm going to look online and see what's available. Okay. There we go. Now that baby's smooth now. It ought to polish up a whole lot better. There's still a little bit in there, but man, it's a whole lot better. So I can set it up. Don't want to make a freaking long video. I just want to show y'all the basics. If there's still some markings on it, well, you would just sand a little more. See how it comes out. Yeah, came out a lot better. Okay, so now I'll show y'all this little bitty tip here I was talking about, what I do with it. And there may be something better out there. Y'all may have better ideas. You don't need to on here, but on areas like on the Master that had really tight areas, this is what I use. And I would just kind of run in here and kind of get the corners really lightly. Alright, so you get the idea here. See, I just kind of went in and kind of just widened it, opened it up a little bit, and it makes it easier to get your little bitty round buffing pad in there and buff it up. But like I said, just do that whenever you really can't get to something, because this carburetor bowl and even the carburetor body was pretty simple to do once you caught onto it. Man, I guess that's all. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Just take your time. Don't get frustrated with it. It's not really rocket science. Not really rocket science. It seems like a lot of crap. Different wheels, hard wheels, soft wheels, spiral sewn, loose knit, the black, the red, the green, all that. But I was like, holy crap! But just don't get overwhelmed. It's just get online, read a little bit. I mean, this is a good buffer. Get online, look at some buffers, get some reviews, buy a good buffer. You don't need a $100 buffer, a $200 buffer. This is freaking 30 bucks. It works great. It's done everything I've asked out of it. But those are all the basic techniques, what I use. And what I would do is just kind of look over it, do it again, look over it. If I see it needs more work, just keep working it. That's it. No, I don't use any other tools than what I've just showed you. This bowl's probably got 15 minutes in it. Another 10, it'll be good to go. What I was showing you, like here's a bunch of nicks. If you were to take your sander off your Dremel or your little handheld sander or whatever and sand that back down, it's not a lot of work to bring it back. Here, watch this. Come over here on my bench grinder real quick. Here, I knocked the buff off it with the bench grinder, the wire wheel. It's still got some gloss to it, but you can tell that it's been buffed with the wire wheel. Check it out. That master cylinder I did was polished and resanded like 4 times. But it just takes time to get it right, get it perfect. If you have any other questions, just leave me comments on my YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube also. Or just message me through Facebook, and I'll help y'all out the best that I can. You know, I don't mind as long as I'm not busy or anything, and whatever. Most of you guys know I'll answer right away and talk to y'all as long as I can about whatever you need. The thing I did go over with y'all was the finishing steps. Mike turned me onto this stuff a couple of months back, and I'd read about it and stuff, and I just didn't know how good it was. You know, nothing's better than Mother's, but hey, Mother's is good. I know I get a lot of hate mail. Mother's is good stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I've used it since I was a teenager. That was like 200 years ago. But this stuff does seem to do a really good job. Don't expect to put this on an old trashed out freaking set of pipes, rub it with a rag, and boom, it's polished. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. Wish it did. But really any polish isn't going to work that way. You have to have a good smooth surface and a well prepped surface. When you get done, you're going to think, man, this thing is done. I don't need to do anything to it. But you kind of do, because first wash, first ride, let it dry like that, it's going to be tore up, tarnished, spotted, look like crap. When you get done, wash it really good with a mild soap and water, like warm water, and a soft brush to get all the compound out of the pores and all that. Get it real clean, and it's going to look great. Then wipe it dry, and then rub it down really good with this. You don't have to like burn your shoulder up, but just wipe it down really good. Use a little bit of pressure, and let that dry a couple of minutes. This stuff comes off really good. Sometimes mothers can be a pain to get off. This doesn't. It comes off pretty good. So then that's that step done. That's that step done, and then again, wipe it good and clean and everything. Wash it, wipe it down, and then use this and put this crap on really thick. I do. It says on the back to put it on pretty thick. Put it on thick, rub it pretty firmly, circular motions, whatever you're gonna do, and then I even dab it. Really good. I get a good layer on it and I let it sit for a few minutes. And this stuff here comes off like baby powder. I mean, you wipe it, your finger, and it just flakes off. It's like I don't know how to explain how it comes off, but man, it's a breeze. It comes right off. And when it comes off, whatever you polished feels like, man, I can't even explain how smooth and how slick that finish is. And when you wash it, you'll see the water bead right off like Rain-X on a windshield. And it gives you time to go ahead and wipe it dry and everything before it spots. If it does spot, you can just wash it with soap and water and wipe it dry, and the spots are gone. They're not going to stay there like on a regular wheel or anything polished with mothers, because it's got this sealer coat on it. This sealer is very important. I guess just follow me and see what happens. I'm going to seal all of my stuff that I've done, you know, my master and throttle housing and clutch cover and all that. See how long it lasts. But I've already used it on a lot of my wheels and pipes that I've done. And when I went out to recreational park, I mean, I got them dirty, went through all kind of crap, and when I come home and washed them, it looked like I just got done polishing them. Looked great, man. I was happy. I said, this is the test. And when I washed them off and dried them, I was like, oh man, I like it. So this is like 25 bucks on eBay, I think, for a 12-ounce bottle. And usually they come together. So yeah, hop on eBay, check it out, or look up the Master Formula. Google it, go to the website, read up on their sealer. Pretty good stuff. So I guess now that's all. Y'all have a good one.